Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and another meal prepping video. I hope everybody is having a great start to their week. This is the first thing I'm doing here is I am just putting some seasoning on top of this chuck roast, a little bit of butter spray, and I'm going to put him in a pan here and sear him on all edges real quick. And then I'm going to take 4 of these beef bouillon cubes and open them up and put them down in the bottom of my crock pot. I like doing this in particular with my roast and putting just like a little bit, like a half a cup of water in there rather than using a stock. And I'm going to be just putting 5 eggs in this container. I'm going to be taking some eggs to work with me for my lunches. I put some carrots down in there. As you can see, that steak is nice and seared, and I'm just going to chop these potatoes up and put those in there on the top of that, and that's going to go in my crock pot on high for about 2 hours, and then I bring it back down to low and let it cook until we're ready to eat it. And that's all there is to that. Then we have some grapes. There's not a lot really to this meal prep this week, mostly because the boys have requested things for dinner that doesn't really consist of me meal prepping. So most of what you're going to see is like just regular stuff like for the week or stuff that I'm going to take for my lunches this week. There's not a lot of prepping for the meals this week just because of what they asked to have this week. So I'm going to be making here some guacamole for my lunches, and as you guys know that if you watch my last meal prep video, I made a bigger version of this guacamole, but just since this is for me and my lunch, I'm just going to make a little bit of it. I might go ahead and make another one later on in the week. So I'm just adding some light sour cream, some guacamole seasoning in the packet, and then I'm just going to go to town stirring this and finding the right taste. I'm kind of really picky about my guacamole. It has to taste exactly the way I like it or I just can't. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm figuring that out. And, rushing along. So yeah, we're not really doing too much of any meal or like anything major in meal prep this week. We had roast on Sunday. Then we had like ham and cheese twist and like Pillsbury croissant rolls on Monday. And then here's just I'm taking 3 extra thin corn tortillas, and I'm going to cut those in little chip sizes, and I'm going to pop those in the air fryer to make my tortilla chips in there. Add a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to air fry those for a few minutes. So yeah, we're doing like hamburgers one night, and then we're going to be doing like hamburger helper because they have asked for that specifically. And there they are out of my air fryer, and I'm just going to set those aside and let them cool down. And then I am going to start cleaning and getting my fruits ready for my smoothies. I'm almost out of smoothie packets, so I'm going to be making some today because I tend to take a smoothie every single day. So the last couple of weeks when I've had leftover strawberries, I've just been popping those in the freezer and getting ready to set those aside. And y'all, this week at Walmart, our bananas were like 16 cents a pound. Like, I can't even with that. So anyway, I went ahead and bought a whole bunch. And bananas and strawberries and blueberry usually are my thing. I'm adding a little bit of peaches to these too. A friend of mine at work, one of our lab guys who comes and picks up our blood every day, he brought me in some peaches. So I cut those all up and froze some of them so I can put them in my smoothies. So that's why you see me reaching down in there. I had to thaw them out a little bit so I can get them packaged up. But that's all I'm doing here is just making up some smoothies real quick. And smoothie bags or packets or whatever you want to call those. And I have this little green container over here that I just leave in my freezer. And as I get extra fruits or as I make my smoothie packs up, I just put my smoothie packs in that freezer. The boys, everybody knows that that's Mama's green container for her smoothies, and so they usually don't touch it. If they want a smoothie, we usually just make those fresh for them. We usually don't. I just like making mine up in advance, so it's one less thing that I have to fuss with in the morning. I can just take this out, throw a little almond milk in the blender, and throw this thing in the blender and make it up. It takes like 5 seconds to do, and then I'm out the door. So yeah, I couldn't hardly get over the price of those bananas. So I bought like 3 bunches of them. I ended up, and you'll see in this video at the end, I make a banana cream pie with part of those bananas. I made all these smoothie packs with those bananas. My kids just eat bananas to eat them, and I still have like a whole bunch of those bananas still sitting on my counter right now. So next up, I'm going to start my banana cream pie. Now this is a recipe I pulled off Pinterest, and the recipe does say that a serving of this is 5 Weight Watchers Smart Points, and really all you have to do is go in there and search for banana cream pie Weight Watchers, and it will bring up a whole bunch of different kinds. My recipe is probably a little bit more in points, like another point or so per serving, because I used 2 cups of almond milk and 2 cups of regular 2%, and I had like leftover pudding for Liam, because he's sitting right there. He wants that pudding, you see him, because he don't necessarily will eat it in the pie form, is what I'm trying to say. So I made 2 boxes of the sugar-free banana cream per the directions, except for I used, of course, 2 cups of milk, 2 cups of almond milk. And I'm going to set this in the refrigerator, set that off to the side, let it come to temperature, and then I'm just going to add a couple of bananas into the filling itself. And then I'm going to take that and pour that all, I'm going to, stir it all around, get it all nice and distributed. And then I'm going to pour most of that filling inside this reduced fat pie crust. It's like 25% reduced fat, and I'm just going to do that. And I'm filling it up, getting it as much of that goodness in there as I can, and then the rest I just put in a bowl and let the baby eat it that way. And then this Cool Whip that I have originally right there is still a little bit frozen on this center, so I end up taking one out. You see me like struggling with this whipped cream right here, y'all. Was not fun. So I end up taking the one that I have out in my refrigerator because it's nice and, not still frozen. And I end up smearing that all the way around. And then what I like to do is put this in the freezer for about an hour and let it set up real nice and firm, and then I serve it like this was our dessert after we had our roast. But the recipe that I says that this is 5 Weight Watchers Smart Points per serving, if that's something that you're interested in. I know a lot of folks out there follow the Weight Watchers point system, and there's so many different Weight Watchers points that I think that I'm only going to start telling y'all the things that I know that's in Smart Points, just to save some of the confusion. And then when my roast is about done, then I take it out, shred it, put it back in there. And this is what I'm taking for my lunch this week. I got some lunch meat and my smoothie, banana, some guacamole. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you